Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where we can't lose as the Forgotten. We just keep winning as the Forgotten over and over and over, and we're having a great time doing so. MZ3Q RXB3. Clearly, we had Eden's soul. Thoughts arrived like butterflies in our last episode. So we got a good rate of fire. Shot speed, if we're being honest, is largely irrelevant, but not necessarily bad. Dude, here's how, like, in love with the Forgotten I am. One makes you small, as a result of the Forgotten, has gone from neutral pill to bad pill because it nerfs our range, I think. And still, I'm like, oh my god. That's so nice that one makes you small actually has a meaningful impact now. It's like that first phase of, like, infatuation in a relationship or something like that, where even if they crap their pants, you're like, oh, it's so cute that she crapped her pants like that. It's like the soul, or not the soul, sorry, the, what makes you small is now bad instead of being essentially meaningless. And I'm like, that's so special. They thought of everything. Okay, let's, put it back in our pants and keep it on the go here. We're doing totally fine. It would be nice to preserve this bone heart that we're going to get as a result of the Eternal Heart, Crack Jacks, with extra HP and burnt pennies. So we're looking real good right now from the perspective of having a lot of bone hearts. And really, you don't need, and it's hard to unbreak this muscle memory to some extent, but you don't, ooh, we got 2 cents for picking up 1 penny? There must have been 2 on top of one another. It's hard to break the muscle memory of, like, we need to have a good mix of red hearts and spirit hearts. Oh my god. Because I really think that as the Bone Lord, you really only need one. You either need a lot of spirit hearts or a way to replenish spirit hearts, or you need a lot of red hearts and some ability at least to keep them going. Now that we have 5 red hearts, it is 5, right? Bone hearts, technically. 5 bone hearts. I could be the melee lord forever, ideally. The only other thing I'd want to make it a little bit more reproducible. There you go. See? It's like we finish each other's sandwiches. DAE frozen? Dude, I'm just gonna tell you, okay? I've never seen Frozen, but when Cade and I went to TwitchCon, we skipped, well, no, we didn't skip the final day. You know what? Let God decide. We took Nod Leaf because we didn't get the reroll on 1 penny. The day after TwitchCon, we stayed in Long Beach for 1 extra day. Went to Anaheim. Went to Disney California Adventure. There was a live action Frozen play. And I was like, not exactly my cup of tea, but some of those songs are actually bangers. And I know, you know, trust me, nobody understands more than me. You can't, or at least for a couple of years, you couldn't shake a stick anywhere without hearing Let It Go. The number of times I've heard that song is just too many. But Love is an Open Door, actual banger, dude. Don't let your Frozen hatred distract you from appreciating a banger when it shows up, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. I think we absolutely do want to do this. Now we can fly with the Bone Lord. We have Spectral Tears, which I think are completely irrelevant, and, well, I mean, life looks amazing here. What we need now is a bomb, and if we can get this bomb, we can probably get a Spirit Heart out of the Tinted Rock, which will allow us to exist as the soul again. Now, I'm, you know me. I could play as the Bone Lord for the rest of my natural life, and I would have a great time doing so, but there's no denying that even if you just want to use melee constantly, there's an advantage to having the opportunity to play as the soul. To be able to, you know, nullify the attacks from bullet-held bosses, to be able to get into this boss trap room, for example, which is something that we're presently unable to do, to be able to pick up things that you wouldn't be able to pick up unless you had the ability to fly, which admittedly we do now, but... So we did get some bombs. We probably... Well, this floor is not even close to being over. There's some puzzle-solving elements happening here. So what are the puzzles? Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's like Jonathan Blow's magnum opus, The Witness here, but We're gonna crack this open. This should give us a spirit heart. It did not give us a spirit heart. Okay, so you know what? I'm a fool, and the puzzle element is already gone. The only other thing I could think of is maybe... because I would really, like, ideally like to get into our secret rooms and, you know, a second secret room perchance, and maybe get some black hearts. Use the black hearts as a way to get into that boss trap room, and then the world's your oyster. Question marks are not that bad here. Well, actually, now the puzzle is reignited, and it feels so good, because what we're going to do, now we have a key and a bunch of money. We're going to come down here, probably be able to buy a spirit heart. Oh, don't buy a spirit heart when you could instead diplopia here right off the bat. And look at this. So we bought a spirit heart. Let's see what the pill does. Infested, it's not bad. You're going to use mystery gifts. That's a free more options. You're going to pay for mystery gifts. That's the potato peeler. You know what? I'll sack 1 HP. They won't let me sack 1 HP. No! I mean, it's pretty minor, but now that we have that 1 spirit heart, I'm actually a little bummed that bone hearts are incompatible with potato peeler. I would have thought that would be something where they would be like, yeah, of course you can use them. They're basically just red hearts, but slightly different. I was going to say better, but I think they're better in most circumstances, but there's no denying, you know, you can't be as aggressive with them because they never come back. But the fact that they have 3 states instead of 2, you fool. Don't take any more damage. We shouldn't be taking damage against this guy. We'll just deflect him. Anytime he gets close to us, is just break the wrist, walk away. Try it again. Break the wrist, walk away. Alright, that was highly not worth doing, but here we are nonetheless. Looking like a snack. 6 minutes and 12 seconds into this run. More options makes item rooms better. We got a spacebar item. Might not be our favorite spacebar item, but there's actually some pretty good use cases. And we could have taken Little Delirium from there as well, but I think opting out of that is probably wise for now. I can't break the habit, like Linkin Park style, of feeling like stealing deals with the devil is me doing something I shouldn't be doing. It feels like it used to feel when you'd, you know, if you had the ability to fly, you could just leave a mob trap room after being inside of it. You're like, I'm breaking the rules. It's kind of how I feel about this right now. Stealing deals with the devil, even when we're on a run where we're playing as a character who's like insanely easy, but... And I can't remember, I tweeted about it, but I don't remember if I said anything on video about it. The fact that the Forgotten is an easy character is meaningless. Oh, dude. So I believe Tech X is nothing... Yeah, we'll take stopwatch. Tech X does nothing for us on the melee swing, but it gives us a sick little ranged boomerang here. So I'm very much for that. And Scapular, not really your ideal pickup with this character, I imagine. Just because if you get down to half a red heart, you kind of got bigger problems. But I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken. So I did lose a bone heart there. Anyway, what I was going to say is the fact that the Forgotten is a little bit too easy to win with is meaningless, and actually I think is a great thing for the developers to have done. Because to me, and I'm like projecting and reading into this way too much. The problem with Isaac has never been that the game is too easy, in my opinion. Is it easy? You're going to think that this is a controversial answer. No, it's actually like kind of a difficult video game, but when you put thousands of hours into it, you get like essentially an algorithm that you can just execute every single time to have a really good chance to win. And that's fun. The fun in Isaac, there may have been a time in the past where what was fun about Isaac was the idea, you never know if you're gonna win or lose. Now what's fun in Isaac is seeing how you're gonna get to that likely victory, and especially because winning is so likely for most players who have played a lot. The other thing that's valuable is like, if you find yourself in a difficult situation, figuring out just how the heck you're going to get out of it, and actually being able to do so, which indicates you have a certain skill level. But the difficulty, or the enjoyment in Isaac, at least for, in my opinion, for like years, has never been, well, that's, I just contradicted what I said, but recently has never been the fact that it's like, a win is never guaranteed. Instead, it's all about fun synergies and like, oh, look at this is the most powerful run I've ever seen. Look at this trash run that I managed to win with regardless, you know? And the fact that the Forgotten almost guarantees a win just by playing him. I do wish that maybe, like, he was a little nerfed, but the point is, every run ends up being fun as a result of, like, the fact that even items that have been in the game for, like, 7 years are interesting to pick up because you don't know what they're gonna do with this character, and they all have like unique synergies with the melee and occasionally the boomerang. Not so much as the soul, but you know, they benefit you in different ways depending on which character you're using primarily. For streaks, of course, like anytime you play as this character, you're gonna be like, you know, we got it. Don't even need to use the lover's card there. But I think I kind of like, I resist the notion that you need a super difficult character in Isaac. Like, we already have the Keeper. The Keeper is the character you need there. Tough runs. Winnable, but tough runs. I think the Keeper's balance is pretty good, although on the hard side. But this guy is, like, just fun. And I've gotten a lot of tweets from people that are like, you know, playing as the Forgotten has kind of reignited what I loved about Isaac. They really, really, and I've been positive about Isaac for, like, 99% of my playtime in this game. Occasionally get a little irritated with some design decisions that I disagree with, but don't necessarily think are objectively bad. But I'm going to keep tooting their horn because I think they've done an amazing job with this booster pack. Mostly with this character, but then, you know, they did a lot of the little stuff right too. And if you consider adding like hundreds of rooms to be little stuff, then yeah, they did the little stuff right. So I gotta eat my own words here. Oh, you fool. This is a run where, like, Tech X is pretty good as the melee guy, although I don't like having to charge our shots. But it's way, way better as the soul. So this is one where, like, Tech X is, ooh, get the wafer, like, every time with this guy. Tech X is still a better shot than it is stabbed, I guess, if that makes sense. The ability to, like, spam shots, the infinite range associated with them. This is a run in which I think we're actually incentivized to play as the soul as often as possible. And I'll spare you the fact that, again, you know, I always talk about how interesting it is that you can have, you know, 2 different runs essentially in one here. But yeah, we want to play as the soul as often as possible, I think. And the ability to spam these shots. Like, look at this DPS. Our melee lord is never doing this level of DPS. So we should try to stack up as many spirit arts as possible, which means we probably should not take a deal with the devil here. Now, you know me. I may still end up taking a deal with the devil. I kind of want to see what might exist here. Succubus, I don't think changes things too much. We're just gonna leave. We are rushing a little bit. We can slow it down. It's tough to delineate what's rushing and what's not rushing when you have a character like this that, you know, just destroys. Start here. Honestly, this is a relatively delicate situation because we need some red hearts. I think this character snowballs, but it can also snowball in like the opposite direction, which I don't. That's like an avalanche, I guess. You know, I think if you do something like play a Demon Judgment, and then you go down to like a half of a heart, and you got 5 empty bone heart containers or something like that, you know, you could lose essentially 3 HP upgrades for having the privilege to have played the Demon Judgment. So you gotta definitely be a little bit on the conservative side for a bit here, I think. And that's a start. But yeah, I think that this character is like, it encapsulates what oh, you idiot! It encapsulates what I like about Isaac in general. Not that the game is difficult, but rather that you know, it's all about the journey of seeing how you're gonna get to the destination instead of just like, will you or won't you win? I think we should buy a Spirit Heart. I think we should check our card. Our card is the Moon. And you always give it... yeah, 2 keys is a great sacrifice to make here. You might disagree, and that's why, you know, I'm up here playing Isaac on stage for dozens of people, and you're watching. It's because I'm the expert. I never make a mistake as a result. So... you might think, and, you know, there's a chance you'd be right, that the other item would have been better there, but I disagree with you, and the reason is... ooh, I love that, and you know what? I actually think Death's List will be fun. Scary, but fun. Kill him. There you go. And we can immediately get a benefit out of that. I'm going to choose to take damage here because I want to use the Moon card to get out of Boss Rush next floor. So because of the fact that we have to like willfully kill every single enemy that shows up here, I think that Death's List is not going to be that hard to enable because we basically choose what enemy to kill by walking up to them and smacking them. So admittedly, when we generate flies, that makes life a little tougher. Yeah, one makes you larger for sure. But I think we can make this work. The succubus just murdered the dude I was trying... it ruined my order, is what I mean to say. This is interesting, though, because I don't want to be the god of melee. You walked right into that, dude. I don't want to be the god of melee forever. You know, I want to go back to being able to spam Tech X. But for now, I'm like, this could be worth it. Maybe, maybe not. So many synergies. People are like, you gotta see Ludo Technique. I haven't seen Ludo Technique yet. Dude, Death's List was a mistake here. You know, there's a lot of items we still have to go. Mom's Knife, great. Polyphemus was a lot of fun. Chocolate Milk was interesting. And good, not like interesting bad. I dispute the use of interesting as a negative, you know? I know that interesting is oftentimes just a polite way of saying bad. I think interesting is like the greatest compliment you could give. We got an extra consumable there, we might have made Death's List work. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. This is why I took Telepathy for Dummies, is the idea that, you know, when we're actually able to use the soul, the ability to spam homing Tech X shots is like a 500 out of 10. So let's grab this with the soul so we get a Spirit Heart out of it, and then we already looked in here and we're done with it. It's a great run. Nothing to complain about except we could maybe, and don't shoot the messenger, use a little bit of extra HP, but I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be upset about it or anything. So I think our best case Ontario here is to continue to use the soul as often as possible. And, I mean, in that case, what's the point of melee? Oh, a little bone heart. No, that's a card I need. Face me. He's actually done it. When I do a room like that, and I get a key, I gotta admit, I'm a little upset. I wanted a statistical bonus. And that's what happens. My own idiocy. Habit is good, though. When we get hit, we'll get homing tears, basically. We might as well just... Where's my statistical bonus? We might as well just fight here, I think. Mom stands, actually no chance. Deal with the devil, not likely to be too relevant. Again, it's got to be something... If we're going to take it, it's got to be amazing, or it's got to give us HP. Or at least leave us neutral, like the Pact would. The MF Pact. Two Spirit Hearts for free. Was that that must have been Death's Touch. So, happy. Grab this. Quad? We gotta see what Quad Shot does, right? So first off, allows you to send out 4 of those. Whoa, okay. Now, I don't think that's that great, but it is hilarious. No, I don't want to leave yet. So I mean, obviously I think the soul is still the character we want to be here, but... Okay, I don't know. Being able to walk into a room and do that is pretty sick. So, I'm not even gonna pick up one of these. Like, blank card is way better than telepathy for dummies, and there's no question about it. But the homing synergy from it seems kind of fun. You know, so I don't even want to tempt fate right now. So it might look like we only have one shot there, but I'm pretty sure that that's just all 4 of our shots, like, coalescing. And as you can see, it turns out... No! Turns out this strat seems like pretty good. And we're absolutely dominating just about every room we come up against. And this is what I mean, like every run with this dude ends up being something interesting. I want the homing tiers, straight up. Troll bombs, back off. Get your own sandwich. Yeah, I'll toss you one there. The thing is, like, sure, it's plausible. We could, ooh, nothing. Great shot, though. It's plausible we could lose Bone Hearts and then be forced to play as the soul. And, my response to that is, like, I dare you? Please? We should be so lucky as to be forced to play as the character who's actually, like, probably the best for us. Instead of what I do instead, which is like, yeah, definitely we should play as the soul. And then, as soon as I get any item, I'm like, maybe we'll be Melee Lord instead. Melee. Got me on my knees, Melee. Begging mama, please, Melee. That's Eric Clapton's Layla, but you know, it's the MTV Unplugged version, aka, you know, if the first one had a little bit too much emotion for you. It's not that I dislike rap music, it's just that, you know, once the folk band from Lexington, Kentucky covered Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice, I really understood the message that Snoop was going for to begin with. Stop. Yo. Hey, I don't like that guy, because if I get close to him, he's gonna hit me. So you know what, I think we're in soul territory. What? I'm not 100% sure it's the fastest we've ever had an XL floor go, but like this is, to find the boss room this quickly is hilarious. Evil range and shot speed. Well, mostly, I'll be straight up with you. That's like a spirit heart. Which is actually a demon heart. That's the big money rustlers right there. And was that a reference to the Insane Clown Posse's 2006 Western, Big Money Rustlers? Yes, it was. How did you know? Now, in a situation like this where you get through the entire womb in like less than a minute, aka the story of my life in the boudoir, you're gonna want to go fight Hush, because otherwise you're gonna get, you know, some comments. People are gonna be, hey, why are you rushing through runs when you're having so much fun with the character? It's not like that, but I can understand why you might think so. Dude, where did the hero font come from? Luck up? Sure, why not? Got a ton of keys here. So Tarot Cloth, very good. I was just gonna say, I hope it's Algiz, but everything happened so quickly I didn't even get a chance to say it because it was so good. And I think this should be, yeah, Bookworm. So I don't know, we might have 5, 6, or 8 shots. Can I give you my reasoning for each before you make fun of my math there? Why would we get 5? Well, maybe Quad Shot is going to get +1 from Bookworm, if Bookworm adds 1 shot. Why would we get 6? Maybe Bookworm is going to add 2. Now, I have less of a good reason for that one, I'll admit. Why 8 shots? Maybe Bookworm doubles the amount of tiers that you output. And as a result, we should then expect 8. So I don't know how many we're going to get. I'm trying to pay attention. To me, it looks like 8 maybe, but it's hard to tell because they're so close together. It might be 6. I'm confused. Maybe quad shot doesn't multiply your shots by 4, but instead it adds 3. So then when that gets doubled, you get like, I don't know, dude. We're getting into some Marky Mark and the funky stuff here. So right off the bat, I'm going to pop Algiz, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to switch back into Melee Lord. I can't tell if this is faster, but it does look hilarious. If anything, I imagine it might be a little slower than just smacking over and over. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna continue to go for the occasional homing shot, I think. And by occasional, I mean like semi-regular. It's not as much damage against Hush as I expected. But it does look very, very funny. I actually think that I wouldn't be over the line if I asked the game to give me some damage upgrades on the chest. Like, obviously the run is incredible and amazing and all that good stuff. We also should note that the Hush would probably be dead if we didn't do that stupid plan to try to do melee, so... It's also worth noting we have the wafer. Oh, you should be standing in the other direction. It's also worth noting we have the wafers, so, like, even when we take damage, we're gonna be fine. Hey, could you stop that, please? And by stop that, I mean, could I stop that? Stop not paying attention to enemies as they pop up here and the direction of the shots? Keep in mind, my dude is probably going to send some homing beams from heaven at you later, so... You might want to become Melee Lord for that. But yeah, our damage stat is like the only thing that's not an actual 10 out of 10 right now. Our rate of fire is admittedly not a 10 out of 10 either, but it's slightly less relevant. Okay, sure. Because we have the homing tech X, so our rate of fire stat basically lies to us. Or rather, let's be literally correct. Our rate of fire stat is liable to be misinterpreted as being bad, when really it's just a byproduct of the tier effects we have that are way... They compensate for their badness by being actually great. There we go. So this is fine. And it's so fine, in fact, I'm not even going to bother going back for HP. Because it's locked down. It's the easiest thing in the world. Stop. You try to hit... Small rock, small rock. Small rock. Literally impossible, but... It's not, and this is what's kind of funny about it. This is not the best run we've ever had as this character, which is ridiculous because it's extremely great. Okay, you're asking for a little melee bodying here. You know not what you seek. I don't know what happened there. Look, it's like we're fanning out cards, like we're a blackjack dealer or something. Look at this. That was cool. That felt right. Anyway, we're gonna finish this run and probably record another one like immediately after this because I enjoy this character. We got a stat bonus. Okay, maybe stop letting that happen. Feel like if there's any disappointment to be had on this run, and it's not like the run is disappointing, it's just, you know, something to think about for later. I did overestimate what the value would be of Death's List. I really thought that was going to bring the heat. Justice. Instead, you know, it's not a bad item. Gave us a shot speed upgrade, so like who's complaining, right? But certainly not exactly what we're looking for. Everything else, you know, you're all innocent here. Like an Our Lady Peace song from 2005 when they got a little softer to appeal to their radio demographic a little bit. We don't need Steam sale. We got another shot speed up. Let's go. The most valuable stat you could ever ask for in an Isaac run. Shot speed. NL, are you being facetious? What are you talking about? What could be... Let's go down a line of reasoning, okay? What kills enemies? Tears. What determines how fast your tears get to an enemy? Shot speed. Ergo, the faster your shot speed, the faster you kill enemies. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like killing enemies? What, you don't like winning? You're very lucky. I totally forgot we had Nod Leaf as well. Not a necessary item. Hopefully. Well, okay, I want to see what Death's Touch does. It doesn't give us a Scythe. As a result, I want my money back. Give me Lil Brim. I don't think we even want Thunder Thighs. So we did get a damage upgrade. We got what we asked for. Little Brim should be a little helpful. Cursed Eye is gonna lead to some hilarious shenanigans on melee. Because remember, Cursed Eye gives you that, like, Omni Slash. That being said... Oh, no, it's great, actually. It turns out that it is actually extremely good. I was gonna say it didn't look like it was doing that much for us, but clearly I am a fool. Let's actually go. Let's see what happens as our other character. It seems like it just does a lot of damage. Doing a lot of damage is nice. But you know what else? What's cooler than doing a lot of damage? You guessed it, praising the Lord. No, but you know, it's like we're sweeping up here. Somebody broke some glass on the floor, and we're saying, "Excuse me, sir. You appear to have left some detritus. Let me just clean that up for you with a little bit of a maybe a little bit of a. Oh, did you spill your glass of a Who directed Thor Ragnarok? Taika Waititi. Okay. Great run. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We'll be back with another Forgotten run next time, and I'll see you then.